Let's start with today's session. So basically, we are going to discuss entire approach for April 2025 and May 2025 CP1 exam. We are going to discuss that how we will be approaching this exam, what is expected from your side, how we will be proceeding. So all your general doubts related to CP1 as a course, basically my motive is to cover those doubts in today's session so that we can accordingly plan all our upcoming sessions. So this is the first introductory class of CP1 for April and May 2025 students. I can see a lot of students being live. So although the class is scheduled early morning, but still the students are live. And I am getting multiple requests this time from CP1 students to delay the timings. Basically, every time, like I would say from last 5 to 6 years now, the CP1 batch is continuously running at this time only from 7:30 a.m. To 9 a.m. every time on Saturday and Sunday. But this time, all those students are getting enrolled. Almost every student, I'm getting feedback from the team that almost every student is saying that please try shifting the class to 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. So we will do like this because since maximum of students in this batch want the classes to be basically held at 9:30 or 10 a.m. So we will consider this thing. So instead of 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., I will try that I will keep 7:30 to 9 some other batch class. And for CP1, it will be either 9 to 10:30 or 9:30 to 11 based on the slots availability. So all those who had doubts related to class timings, so we have resolved it and we will just fix it at some later time so that you guys have no issues in attending live. So this answers one of the doubt that multiple students were having related to the class timing. So, but if we are delaying the time, basically if we are shifting the batch to 9:30 to 11, so I want active participation in live class from everyone. And the only reason of me changing the timings is so that all those who are not able to attend at this time, because we have a lot of international students as well. So 7:30 for them is like 3:30 a.m. or 4 a.m. So they also requested the same. So I am delaying it by 2 hours so that everyone can attend. So next time onwards, I want more active participation in the class. And all those who are just viewing it later on, all those who are not available live right now, but will be watching the video of this session later on. So if possible, try to attend it live. Basically, like I'm not saying for video program students because there are multiple students with us who have enrolled for only videos. So since this was an orientation session, so this is open for all the students. Later on, when we will be having our specific sessions, so those students who have basically taken live will be able to attend it live, and those who have taken the videos will get uploaded on the portal. So, for example, if we have a class scheduled on Saturday and Sunday, so automatically the video gets starts processing. So by next week or next to next week, it gets uploaded on the portal. So now, before we start with discussion on how to approach the subject, let me show you the content that is there on your portal. So everyone has access to portal. I think everyone must have activated their key and have at least looked at what things we are providing to them. So has everyone access to the portal? Have you guys looked at the content that is there on your portal? To see this is the content which is there on portal and just check. I always tell, or the team must have also informed you that basically the lectures have been divided into two parts. One is your content lectures and the other is your past paper discussion lectures. So if you see the content lectures, this is how the breakdown of content lectures is there, that every time we keep on replacing the introductory video. Then we from video number 2 to video number 7, it's all about asset markets discussion. Chapter 8 to 10 content discussion. तो मतलब जब आप ये वाली lectures को watch कर लोगे तो there is no need from your side to go through the co-reading because 8 to 10 का सारा co-reading का content इन lectures में covered है. Then chapter 14, two lectures for covering book. chapter 11 to 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lectures for covering the book. And this goes on. So if you see for 24 to 30, so this is the number of lectures for 24 to 30, basically 10 lectures which are covering the content of 24 to 30. And so on, 31, 35, 37. And one important thing that you need to focus is that please make sure that you're keeping the sequence of your lectures this only. You're not proceeding as per your own thing, because see, if you have taken training from us, it's advisable that basically you are sticking to the schedule that we will be sharing with you. So every target of yours, every video tracking of yours is based on this particular schedule only. So it is important that you are following the schedule and you are proceeding as per this sequence only. So don't think like this, that chapter 0 to 4 is at the end. So let me first start with chapter 0 to 4, then I will come to 5 to 7, then I will go to 8 to 10. So there is a logic behind this, and in every lecture, I have tried to interrelate basically chapters. So don't proceed as per your own. This is the only way that you need to proceed. Now, apart from the content lectures, now basically if I ask you what exactly is the content lecture, so content lecture means the lectures where we have discussed the co-reading in detail, plus we have discussed questions, practice questions at the end of the chapter in detail. So you don't need to go through the co-reading, you don't need to go through the practice questions at the end of the chapter, they are already discussed in the video lecture. Now, when you're watching the lectures, it's like the recording of the live class only. I never record lecture separately for video students, because if we record separate for video and separate for live, what happens is that the level of interaction which is required doesn't come if we take separate class for video students. So that is why any lecture which is here on the portal is basically the recording of live class only. So you will feel like as if you are sitting in the class only. It's just that you're just watching the video later on. So, for example, if in chapter 8 to 10 lecture, I am covering the content, I am doing the practice questions at the end of the chapter. So, I will be giving time in the lecture only. Ki, okay, this is a 10 marks question. So, you have 20 minutes time to frame your points. So, if you are watching the video later on, what I expect from you is ki, don't forward the video and come directly to the solution. This is not a correct approach for CP1. Stay as if you are sitting in the class, note down the points, try to frame the points. How many points am I able to frame in those 15 minutes, 20 minutes? And then once I start discussing, compare your points with the standard points that need to be there, or compare your points with the answers of other students that we are discussing in the session. That is the reason of giving the videos upfront, so that you don't have to wait only for the live sessions to be there. You have the content, entire content shared with you, and you can start proceeding with the content, but as for the targets that we will be sharing with you first thing. Now, see the next thing, we have this past papers discussion lectures. So in past papers discussion lecture, you can see the number count being 91. So we have around 90 video lectures in which I have tried to cover different questions, and that too chapter wise questions, just to get a hold over that particular chapter first. Later on, we will start discussing the entire more questions as well altogether also. But first I have tried to get a hold over different chapters by discussing chapter wise past papers. So you can see that we have four basically lectures where we have discussed 8 to 10 past papers. Now if you see 8 to 10 ka content, so we have 6 lectures for 8 to 10 content and 4 lectures for 8 to 10 past papers. That means from your side, 8 to 10 would only be over if you complete these 10 lectures. Only watching content lectures and not watching past paper lecture is just preparing you for the specific content. But how to answer it in the exam, you need to understand it from watching past papers lectures. Similarly, you can see 2 lectures were there for chapter 14 content, and now 3 lectures are there for chapter 14 past papers. So 10 lectures were there for chapter 24 to 30 content, 5 lectures for chapter 24 to 30 past paper. एंड धीरे धीरे बेसिकली दिस इज, मैंने एक बार पास पेपर्स पे थोड़ा होल्ड करवाने के लिए, बेसिक्स क्लियर करने के लिए, हाउ यू नीड टू मेक पॉइंट्स, बिकॉज बीइंग दैट इफ यू आर गिविंग CP1 फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, दिस इज वेरी लॉन्ग एग्जाम, a completely different difficult exam compared to other exams, lot of application skills required, lot of understanding of question being required, that what exactly examiner is asking from us and what are we supposed to mention it in points. So once we get a hold over these questions, then I have discussed other difficult questions also. So in the first 24 to 25 lectures, you will start being that, okay, you are getting a hold on at least easy questions. But then dheere dheere, the difficulty level of the questions will also increase. And again, you need to focus on chapter wise these questions also. So basically, I have tried to cover different questions from 2012 onwards for both II as well as IFE. So you need not be concerned that I have to do revision notes, because this is the major thing, major query that is asked by students. Ki do I have to go through the co-reading, or do I have to read the co-reading, because it's taking a lot of time. So I can commit you that nothing is there in the book which is not there in the lectures. You don't need to go through the co-reading at all. Second thing, I have tried to discuss almost every past paper in the lectures itself. So if you are watching the lectures, there is no separate need of going through revision notes at all. Whatever questions are left, those questions we will be discussing in the live session only. Now, obviously, if we have discussed the past papers in the past papers lectures and content is there in the content lectures, the next question that comes in mind is what exactly we are going to do in the live session. So if you can see, these are the some of trending topics discussion lectures which are also there in your portal. So यहाँ पर क्या होता है, basically यहाँ पर मेरा target in lectures में, it's not on one particular chapter, it's basically on the topics which are relevant nowadays and can be tested in exam. For example, climate change is one of the topic which is currently favorite topic of both IA and IFA exams, and it's not as such related to any particular chapter, but they ask this topic a lot in exams. So we have a separate session for these topics. Then investment strategy, we have a separate session. Now, today only 9 a.m. we have a class on investment strategy. So basically, these sessions will also go along with your main sessions. And in these sessions, I will not be covering any one particular chapter. Basically, we will be generally discussing about that particular topic, so that if it is asked in exam to comment on that particular topic via different questions, you are able to comment. So now, any doubts till this point to any of you? We need to make it interactive, so it should not be that only I am speaking. This is an orientation lecture, and all your doubts should definitely be addressed in this lecture. So अभी मैंने आपको ये समझाया basically that what exactly is there in the portal, and what's the difference between these different style of lectures, and what exactly we are going to discuss in live sessions. So any doubts till this point to any of you? Feel free to ask. Guys, do participate. Okay, then if there is no reply, I am assuming that there is no doubt. Now, next thing that comes in mind is, okay, we have these type of lectures available with us and we have our sessions on weekends. So now, exactly what needs to be the approach towards April and May 2025 exams? So what exactly is going to be the approach for April and May 2025 exams? Now we are going to discuss that approach. So once you start your course, you get upfront access to all these lectures on your portal. Now, first thing that you need to do is that for every student, basically, do go through the orientation lecture and just try to understand, okay, how am I going to proceed with CP1? So already introductory session is there on the portal, in which I have described the differences between two exams. I will take you through this in this session also, the basic differences of two papers and the differences in April and May 2025 attempt, because there is a recent announcement that exams are closed book, closed back. So what exactly is the change in your exam because of that? So we are going to discuss in today's session as well. Now, apart from that, start with your content lectures first. You will start getting your targets from now onwards, that for every week, this is how you need to proceed. So every Monday EOD, you get a notification from our side. Okay, this week target is, for example, CP1 chapter 8 to 10 videos, and you need to watch these particular chapter videos. Every Friday, there is a team who will track your progress with respect to videos, that whatever target that we have assigned to you, are you proceeding as per the target or not? So if you have watched the lectures, well and good. If you have not watched the lectures, so they will just notify you that it seems from the backend that you're not watching your lectures. So you have not completed your targets for the live sessions. So do make sure that you're completing your target before attending the live session. This is first thing. Second thing, all those who have enrolled in Videos Plus Live will be getting a notification in case they miss any live session. So these notifications are not to pinpoint you. These notifications are there so that we can create a pressure on you that you need to study. It's basically a motivation thing to you that you need to study, you need to complete your targets. So in every session, we will be discussing the questions, we will be discussing the topics based on the targets that we have provided to you. So it is very, very important that you are proceeding as per the targets. Because, for example, if you have not watched any lecture, if you sit in the live class, obviously the level that you need to gain from the live class, you will not be able to gain that much because you have not completed your target. So it's advisable that if you are taking out your time and trying to attend the live session, you're taking 3 to 3.5 hours in weekend from your busy schedule, leaving your other commitments. So it's advisable to gain maximum use of that session by watching or by completing your targets well before the session. सो अभी तो देखो स्टार्ट किया है, अभी हम लोग बहुत लाइट टारगेट्स रखेंगे, तो ऑब्वियसली स्टार्टिंग में सब लोग वीडियोस देखते हैं, धीरे धीरे कोर्स पेस अप होना स्टार्ट होता है, टारगेट्स रिग्रेस होना स्टार्ट होते हैं, आपके ऑफिस भी बिजी होना स्टार्ट होता है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली टारगेट्स मिस होना स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं. तो बस उस चीज का आप लोग ध्यान रखो दैट यू आर स्टिकिंग टू द शेड्यूल एंड नॉट मिसिंग ऑन योर टारगेट्स. सो आई नो कि it's being basically festival month, so we already are occupied in multiple things, but we will try to keep less rigorous targets, lenient videos watching रखेंगे. Live session में आपका बहुत ज़्यादा time नहीं लूंगी, so that you can manage your other commitments as well. But yes, the full-fledged course has started straight away, and you need to start with your live sessions and videos watching from now onwards. Now let's come to difference in pattern for April and May 2025 CP1 exam. तो पहले क्या होता था, as you are already aware that IFOI का exam used to be open book and we can refer any notes while studying. We can refer Google as well by studying. So students were not memorizing basically points or anything. Although we were expecting less book work, there was almost no book work in IFO exams, and the level of exam was also very difficult. It's because there was no book work, so everything was application based. Sometimes they ask questions which are not even relevant to the content that is there in the co-reading, which is just a single line is there in the book, and they've asked 20 marks question based on that. So these are the things that students have faced while giving open book exam, because nothing was there from the book. So they tried to cover those topics which have no relevant to the co-reading. But now what we are expecting is कि since it's online proctoring is there and closed book is there, closed web is there, the pattern has become almost similar to II exams. So if you compare II and IFOA CP1 exam, drastic difference is there in terms of difficulty level. IFOA exam was very difficult compared to II exams. II exam being easier because they test book. So पेपर 1 अभी जो मई 2024 में हुआ बहुत ज्यादा बुक वर्क आया. फिर सितंबर 2023 में, नवंबर 2023 में जो एग्जाम हुआ उसमें भी बहुत ज्यादा बुक वर्क आया. तो आई बेसिकली स्टार्टेड टेस्टिंग बुक वर्क इन पेपर 1. इट्स नॉट एग्जैक्ट बुक वर्क कि अच्छा ठीक है 20-25-30 मार्क्स का भी अगर बुक वर्क आ जाता है तो हमें लगता है कि हाँ सफिशिएंट बुक वर्क इज देयर, because at least you can if you have understood or if you have learned those things, so you can perform well in those questions. The book work is expected now in IFO exams too, and we will expect the difficulty level of questions to be slightly down, because obviously online proctoring is there too. They will not ask you difficult questions. They can ask you application style questions, but somehow those questions which are relevant to the core reading are now expected in exams. So this is a good thing basically for all subjects. For CP1 definitely a very good thing, बिकॉज ये एग्जाम बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल हुआ जा रहा था ओपन बुक की वजह से. बट नाउ बुक वर्क भी एक्सपेक्ट होगा, प्लस थोड़ा सा हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि अगर प्रॉक्टरिंग हो रही है आपकी, आप कुछ रेफर नहीं कर रहे हो, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्वेश्चंस का लेवल भी इतना ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं होता. So it's a good move by IFOA basically, because there were a lot of students who were indulging in these activities that group के अंदर एग्जाम देते थे. एक का स्लॉट 9 AM का ले लिया, एक का 9:30 का ले लिया, पहले एग्जाम शेयर कर लिया, तो वो क्रेडिबिलिटी नहीं आ रही थी IFO एग्जाम्स का. आई वाले स्टूडेंट्स वर स्ट्रगलिंग हार्ड टू क्लियर एग्जाम, एंड IFO वाले स्टूडेंट्स वर इजिली एबल टू क्लियर एग्जाम बिकॉज ऑफ giving in a group. So it's a very good move by IFO that at least this will help to ensure the credibility, integrity, and will actually motivate students to give exam. Earlier there was no motive left to give exam because ऐसा लगता था यार कि बुक ओपन है मतलब दे देते हैं, और बुक ओपन करके कुछ आता ही नहीं था बुक से, तो इट वाज लाइक कि अब एग्जाम कौन सा दे रही है, नथिंग इज देयर फ्रॉम द बुक. एटलीस्ट नाउ यू विल सी कि ओके वट एवर यू आर स्टडिंग इज एक्चुअली गेटिंग टेस्टेड इन एग्जाम. So definitely for you guys, it's a good thing only. It's a plus point for April 2025 students. For May 2025 students, everything remains same, no changes. And the difficulty level of India exam is definitely there. But मैं difficulty level इसलिए कम बोल रही हूँ कि अगर आपने अच्छे से prepare किया है ना, तो you can clear India exam. बेसिकली जो स्ट्रगल आता है ना, जो मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स का स्ट्रगल आता है, पेपर 1 स्टूडेंट को लगता है कि अगर हम अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करके देते हैं, क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, लिख कर प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, तो पेपर 1 वी कैन स्टिल मैनेज. बट पेपर 2 is somehow not related to any particular chapter. Paper 2 is basically a case study paper, जिसमें you get 2 case studies each for 50 marks, and those case studies are not targeting basically any one particular topic or chapter. They will give you a background, they will ask you one thing in first part, then in second part they will take you to some other topic. So it's a mix basically that is there in paper 2. So most of the students struggle in paper 2 कि exactly लिखना क्या है. सो मेरा फोकस बेसिकली लाइव सेशंस में ना आपको ऐसे क्वेश्चंस करवाने में ही रहेगा. मैं लाइव क्लास में ये क्वेश्चंस नहीं करवाऊंगी कि ओके वी हैव अ पेंशन स्कीम, कि व्हाट शुड बी द इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटजी, ओके व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट एसेट क्लासेस अवेलेबल टू इन्वेस्ट फॉर लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी. ऑब्वियसली दीज क्वेश्चंस आर देयर इन द लेक्चर्स, दीज क्वेश्चंस आर देयर इन द कंटेंट which you must have already gone through. In the live session we would be focusing on those questions, on those basically topics which are difficult to understand, difficult to interpret in your own points, difficult to frame points. Maybe I will give you on the spot case study, and in just 1.5 hours we are just discussing 2 parts of the case study, so that we can just understand कि अगर ऐसा कुछ question आता है तो what's the level of thinking which is required in exam. So live session में focus would be there to bring your thinking, I mean basically how your thinking has to be converted into writing good points. That's the main area that we are focusing on in live session. And we want every one of you to participate so that you can understand what are the areas that are going wrong for you. And whenever you are doing questions, whenever you are watching lectures and you are doing questions, to do participate or do practice in written only. There is no point of doing questions just randomly. For example, you are watching a video, you're traveling by a cab to your office place or to your home, and you are watching a video, and जो questions भी हम करवा रहे हैं आप बस सुन रहे हो उसको कि ठीक है ये तो हो जाएगा. तो that's wrong approach. मैं आपको advise करूंगी कि आप अपनी study को ना basically if you are watching because there are students who keep watching videos while traveling also. So if you are traveling and you need to watch lectures to basically complete your targets, watch content lectures while traveling, and past papers lectures should only be watched when you are very active. जब आप घर पर अलग से रूम बंद करके पढ़ रहे हो, then watch past papers lectures at that time, because आपका पूरा 100% attention is required in past papers lectures. जब हम कंटेंट कर रहे हैं उसको आप सिर्फ सुन भी लोगे तो भी वो चलेगा कि at least you are not missing on anything. ठीक है, so any doubts till this point to any of you guys? Do participate. None of you is speaking. This will not work going forward. If we are discussing questions in the class, if you are discussing things in the session, basically you need to speak. Any doubts from your side? Let me take you through India and IFO exams, just to give you a glance, basically, that how exactly II tests you for CP1 and how IFO was testing for CP1. I will make you categorize basically whether this was book work or not. So let me show you first India exam. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So see the level of II exams. This was paper 1 tested in May 2024 II exam. So first question, state how the following may have implications on the operation of financial service providers business, accounting standards, risk, capital adequacy, corporate governance, bookwork. Second question, country ABC witnessed significant increase. So they've given you a background. They've asked you define information asymmetry, suggest steps that government or financial sector regulator can take with issues arising from information asymmetry. This was application style. Information asymmetry is explained in your core reading, but this basically the addressal of this information asymmetry is using your knowledge and inputting it in application style question. So this was application style question. Then third question, asking to comment on different stakeholders and factors that we need to consider, that government needs to consider before launching a scheme. Again, application style question. Then next question, 16 marks का was a good question. Basically knowledge based question था. 3 marks में define risk management process, explain various aspects of risk management, completely bookwork. Explain briefly the important risk that CEO will include in his report to the director. So basically पहले उसने आपसे risk management पूछा, फिर उसने पूछा कि important risk क्या क्या है. तो मैं इसको difficult application नहीं बोलूंगी, easy application style, because इतने risk हैं कि कोई भी क्वेश्चन आ जाए आप रिस्क आराम से कमेंट कर सकते हो. और फिर उसने पूछा डिस्क्राइब वेरियस इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट्स दैट माइट बी अप्रोप्रिएट इन हेल्पिंग टू मैनेज द रिस्क. अगेन बुक वर्क. Next पे आओ फिफ्थ पे, list the reasons why bank would need capital, book work. Define capital management in terms of provider of financial products, book work. Briefly discuss different measures, application style, explain with reasons, impact of increased exposure, application, items, application. List the factors that would influence long-term investment strategy, bookwork. Keeping in view the liability profile, discuss the various asset types, bookwork plus application. Discuss the reasons why institution may prefer holding money market instruments, again bookwork plus application. 7, describe how you would use ACC and various aspects considered under it preparing your response to CEO, bookwork, application style. Discuss why an actuary would be interested in carrying out analysis, bookwork. Outline reasons for decline of profit and comment on the line of business which would be impacted by these causes, application. तो CP1 May 2024 II एग्जाम एटलीस्ट हैड बुकवर्क. तो जब आपके पास बुकवर्क आता है ना, पहले तो इस चीज को समझो कि बुकवर्क का क्या मतलब होता है. बुकवर्क का मतलब ये नहीं है कि बुक से एज इट इज क्वेश्चन आ रहा है. बुकवर्क का मतलब ये है कि एटलीस्ट जो हमने कोर रीडिंग में कंटेंट लेक्चर्स में आपने पढ़ा है या फिर समहाउ उसका पास पेपर्स में आपने देखा है, तो ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर स्टाइल ऑफ क्वेश्चन इज गेटिंग टेस्टेड इन एग्जाम. एप्लीकेशन स्टाइल मतलब कि हमने पढ़ा है कंटेंट के अंदर, बट अगेन अ डिफरेंट स्टाइल ऑफ क्वेश्चन हैज कम where they are using your knowledge and asking you to make certain points. So यहाँ पर आपकी understanding of different past papers would help you to perform well on application style questions. Understanding of co-reading will help you perform well on the content or bookwork questions. So this was the segregation of bookwork and application in India exam. अभी मैं आपको इसका second paper दिखाती हूँ. तो दिस इज नाउ पेपर बी. अब देखना यहाँ पर एकदम से डिफिकल्टी लेवल बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है आपका. दो केस स्टडी टेस्ट करता है वो. You are an actuary working in ABC Limited. Insurer is planning to add an optional feature to the existing individual term assurance plan. Term assurance plan provides lump sum death benefit on the death of life assured. So suggest actions that insurer can take to limit the claim cost. तो पहले उसने बैकग्राउंड समझाया, एक 6 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन पूछा, suggest actions to limit the claim cost. फिर देखो डिफरेंट ना बैकग्राउंड चेंज करता रहेगा और क्वेश्चन जो पार्ट्स में वो पूछ रहा है एकदम चेंज होते रहेंगे. Insurer is considering offering health riders, which can be attached on an optional basis to individual term plan. Highlight advantages and disadvantages of offering health riders. See that 10 marks ka. Third part, again some background, why it's important to monitor financial viability, explain impact of changing in pricing model. CEO suggested to increase retention limits. So discuss the impact on financial operational business aspects. Insurer is using decade-old system, highlight need to upgrade system. CEO has proposed to engage technology consultant to advise insurer to embed artificial intelligence, discuss various ways in which AI can be used for benefit of insurer. वेरी डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन. बेसिकली कोई भी एक पार्ट स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड नहीं है. तो यहाँ पर जितना हम लोग केस स्टडी क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करेंगे लाइव सेशंस में, जितना आप केस स्टडी वाली वीडियोस वॉच करोगे, जितना आप पास पेपर्स वाले डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस वाले लेक्चर्स को देखोगे, अटेंड करोगे, उतना आप इन स्टाइल ऑफ क्वेश्चंस को परफॉर्म करोगे. अदरवाइज doing these style of questions is very difficult if you are focusing only and only on content. So that's why I always say that there has to be mix of both content and past papers. Next, देखो, composite insurer in country X has been approached with proposition to invest in developing new resorts. Tourism sector has shown a strong growth in the recent past and trend is expected to continue over the next decade. The resort will be based on one island, one resort concept. तो पहले उसने पूछा fact which analysts need to consider during evaluation. So CFO wants a good understanding of costs involved. What are the key costs? What are the primary objectives of ALM? Describe suitability under life and health. Then different risks, then demerits. So this was still okay case study. First one was slightly more difficult. Second one was manageable. But again, same thing. See the difference of paper 1 and paper 2. पेपर 1 इज लाइक आपने को रीडिंग पढ़ के आए हो, कंटेंट अच्छे से समझ के आए हो और थोड़ा बहुत बुक से आ गया, मतलब नॉट डायरेक्ट बट एटलीस्ट जो आपने पढ़ा है, और बाकी आपका पास पेपर्स का जितना आपने क्लास पेपर्स अच्छे से अटेम्प्ट किए हैं, somehow you will be able to attempt those questions. पेपर 2 means जितना आपने कंसिस्टेंटली स्टडी किए उतना आप पेपर 2 पे होल्ड कर पाओ. So there is no separate tip for clearing paper 2. Some of the students come to me and ask me, I'm good in paper 1, but I'm not good in paper 2. So give me tips and tricks for paper 2. We will be sharing a lot of tips and tricks for paper 2 as we keep on having classes. As you keep on watching lectures, every lecture will give you some tip. मतलब I always keep telling certain short, small things in every lecture. So you will find a lot of tips and tricks in the lectures itself. But as we keep on having live sessions and as we're discussing different case studies, I will keep on telling the things, okay, you need to understand this. But there is no shortcut to case study questions. You need to get a good hold on each and every topic which is there in your content. Plus, how you need to basically, frame those topic in different points. That's your area of struggle for CP1. अदरवाइज इंग्लिश सबको आती है, क्वेश्चन देखकर अगर हमें बुक से ही लिखना है तो हम सब लोग लिख सकते हैं. what is actually making this paper difficult is the need to understand that what points am I supposed to write, how basically which are the irrelevant points, which points are relevant, how I need to convert this 20 points to 40 points in order to answer 20 marks question. That's your area of struggle. So this was India exam. अब मैं आपको यूके का एग्जाम दिखाती हूँ. So guys, see now, we have September 2024 IFOA paper 1. Insurance industry in developed country has for many years been subject to regulations that require insurance companies to treat their customers fairly. Regulator has proposed a change to the treating customers fairly regulations that will impose higher standard of customer care. Describe regulator may have made this proposal. Application. Financial provider developing new product, describe main factors that provider should consider. Application, suggest actions insurance company could take to improve its solvency. Application, assess the effectiveness of using stochastic modeling for risk evaluation and following products. Difficult application, discuss the issues that insurance company will need to consider before it decides to use IBNR model that consultancy had developed. Again, difficult application. Then a background is given, why dental plan may have been proposed, discuss different assumptions for pricing dental plan, describe the risk to dental practice of offering this plan. Easy application. Next, again, a background is there, discuss the factors that company should consider in structuring the transaction, describe the risk to each of the stakeholders of such an arrangement. Application. Next, developed country has a healthcare service that is free at the point of delivery for all citizens. Suggest reasons why government has made this proposal. Describe advantages, disadvantages. Application. Airline business transports cargo around the world. List the risk. Describe airline could fund any significant losses. Set out how general would determine premium. Easy application. Life insurance has 100 billion of immediate annuity. Discuss why this company would choose to invest in both domestic and overseas assets. Discuss how the company's assets may compare to assets held. Easy application. Uh, Insurance company sells motor insurance to wider range of customers. The company has decided to focus on insuring electric vehicles only and will no longer offer insurance. Suggest reasons why insurance company may have taken this decision. Explain why insurance company should monitor the experience. Difficult application. So you can see 2, 3 were easy application style question. Rest all were difficult application, and none of the question was there for bookwork. So this used to be the pattern of IFO exams before this announcement of closed book, closed web. So that is why it was very difficult to clear IFO CP1 because कुछ भी book से नहीं आता. But up we can expect the pattern to be same as II pattern that we have so far discussed. So this is a positive news only for you guys. So now you need to make sure कि जब आप कुछ basically content कर रहे हो तो कंटेंट को आप मेमोराइज भी करो और लिखकर जितना करोगे उतना बेटर होगा. पहले एटलीस्ट अगर आपको लग रहा था कि हाँ बुक वर्क नहीं आएगा, अगर कुछ इससे रिलेटेड कुछ आता है तो सिंस इवन दो इट्स नॉट बुक वर्क, लेकिन मान लो अगर कोई फैक्टर्स ही पूछने के लिए आते हैं, कोई एसेट क्लासेस के बारे में कमेंट करने के लिए आते हैं, तो हमें कुछ भी पूरा याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जो जो आएगा मैं बुक से रेफर करती रहूँ. आप ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. सो डू मेक श्योर कि आप को रीडिंग को अच्छे बाय हार्ट अच्छे से पढ़ रहे हो. और मैंने वीडियो लेक्चर्स में ये समझाया है कि अच्छा अगर आपको इस चैप्टर में किस किस चीजों को याद करने की जरूरत है और किस चीजों को याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. दिस आई हैव एक्सप्लेन इन द कंटेंट लेक्चर्स. So do check that you are following that thing. Now let me show you paper 2. Now this is paper 2. See the background, detailed background, and then you have question based on those background. Again a detailed background and then multiple parts. तो एक दिक्कत केस स्टडी की क्या है, पहले तो इतना जो बैकग्राउंड समझना है. आप CP1 का पेपर 2 में कोई भी चेंज एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते. सिर्फ जो चेंज आया है ना बेसिकली ओपन क्लोज बुक की वजह से वो पेपर 1 में ही आया. वैसे भी पेपर 2 में बुक का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. मतलब देयर इज नो पॉइंट ऑफ रेफरिंग गूगल, देयर इज नो पॉइंट ऑफ रेफरिंग बुक इन पेपर 2. It's just your own understanding that you must have studied in 5-6 months that will help you to clear paper 2. So paper 2 may as such there would be, you will not be expecting any significant changes. Maybe you can expect slightly more difficult because they are going to make paper 1 bit easier. So what's exactly the main issue is that we have lot of parts in paper 2 question. तो पहली बात अगर background कुछ ऐसा है which you are not able to understand, so you will start losing each part. So it's very, very important that we are giving sufficient time to study the background. We are taking lot of time to study or to understand each and every point which is provided to us in the background, and then we are attempting multiple parts. It's very easy to do paper 1 question compared to paper 2 because same background, मतलब एक question है, एक part है, 2 part है, 3 part है, 4 part है, ऐसे हर part में background change नहीं आ रहा या हर part में आपको बहुत ज़्यादा thinking की link need नहीं. At times you will see parts are interrelated as well, but in paper 2 almost every part requires considerable thinking. That's why it becomes difficult. And that is we are going to discuss in a live sessions and how we are going to convert difficult questions into easy questions while understanding a lot about them and practicing. The key tip to pass CP1 is that you need to make points. You need to understand what you're doing, what's the mistakes that you're doing in those points, and then you're reframing the points and reaching to the exam standard. Obviously, एकदम से आप exam standard के points पे नहीं reach कर सकते. It will take some time of yours, and the more you attend your live sessions, better you will be able to get a hold over your points. Don't think I know the content. That's the wrong perception. Only knowing the content will not help you to pass CP1. Knowing content plus understanding how to input the points in different questions, that's the tip required for CP1. And apart from the content, you have your notes also on your portal. So for every chapter, we have notes available on portal to revise the content. So you can just revise the note via content via those notes only. And then we have assignments. So अभी तक हम लोग chapter wise assignments portal पे डाल रहे थे. I am in the process of updating each and every material. ठीक है, तो in next 10 to 15 days you will get some notification from the team that content has been updated, and we will be putting the updated content on portal of assignments, tests and mocks. Basically tests और mocks तो schedule के हिसाब से upload होंगे. Assignments में कुछ रिवाइज कर रही हो बेस्ड ऑन द अपडेट्स एंड बेस्ड ऑन दी चेंजेस व्हिच आर देयर. तो असाइनमेंट्स का अभी जो आपने डाउनलोड करी हुई है दैट्स ओके, but we will be sharing updated assignments also based on the changes with you guys. So it will be unit wise assignments, then we have unit wise tests and finally mocks. तो dates वगैरह सब कुछ आपके पोर्टल पे schedule में जो है, we have separate schedule for IFO students and IIR students. तो you if you can see the schedule, तो basically मैं टेस्ट लेट स्टार्ट करे हैं. रीजन बीइंग यू हैव टाइम. मेरे को टेस्ट में दिसंबर से या नवंबर से क्यों नहीं स्टार्ट करें? बिकॉज टेस्ट से पहले व्हाट आई वांट इज बेसिकली दैट यू आर कंप्लीटिंग सर्टेन स्टेप्स. For every chapter, you are completing the content lectures, you are completing the corresponding past papers lectures, you are going through the notes, you are attending its live session, you are completing its assignment, and then moving to its corresponding tests. So this entire process will take some time, plus it will take some time for you also to grasp the subject and work on the points. That's why we have kept the test at a later time, so that by that time you will start getting confidence also, and by that time you will be able, you will be able to reach to that standard also which is required for exams. So with this, I have covered basically everything that I wanted to communicate in this session. Now, your questions and my answers. So Pritha, just check the schedule uploaded on portal. You will get all the details there. Every date is mentioned there. Whether you are giving from II or IFO, you have a separate schedule. So do check that schedule for tests and mock dates. Any other question that you want me to address before we wrap up for the day? Or is everyone good to proceed? And now you have understood that basically how we are going to proceed, because I can see that some of the students have basically joined late also. So if you have joined late, so I will ask the team to just to process the recording of this particular session as soon as they can. So I think by Monday EOD, it will be live. So do watch the recording of this session in case you missed it live. So Archita, as I mentioned, there is no point of going through revision booklets. So we don't provide revision booklets because every question is discussed in the lectures only. If you want, you can ask the team to share the hard copy of summary lists and assignments with you. But there is no need to refer revision notes at all. Yes, with the summary list has been updated with the latest past paper questions. बस जो 2024 के past papers होंगे वो update नहीं होंगे, तो वो भी मैं update करूंगी. तो basically I am adding new questions to the summary list. I'm changing questions of assignments. तो that is why summary list और assignments दोनों ही update होंगे. तो अगर आप लोग हार्ड कॉपी मांग रहे हो बेसिकली टीम से, तो थोड़ा वेट कर लेना हार्ड कॉपी लेने से पहले, so that team can share updated hard copy of summary lists and assignments with you, because I'm going to change both of them. No, summary list में Pratha, basically how the summary list is designed is that we have chapter wise questions for summary list. So chapter wise questions with always paper 1. Paper 2 is not chapter wise. Paper 2 is general plus understanding of content from different chapters. So paper 2 बिल्कुल separate चलता है. The approach of paper 2 is completely different. You will see separate lectures for paper 2, separate live sessions for paper 2, because it's not linked to any one particular chapter. So summary list मतलब आप chapter wise questions discuss कर रहे हो. So paper 2 का approach एकदम different है. So that is not there in your summary list. Okay, guys, so I hope I have answered all your questions. So with this, we wrap up for the day, and now you will start receiving your targets. So now do make sure that you are watching your lectures going forward. We will be having tracking also. Has everyone activated their key? Because there are some of the students who have not even activated key. So team keeps notifying them, please activate the key. कि वो बस स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं कोर्स और 2 महीने तक की एक्टिवेट नहीं करते. तो प्लीज डोंट डू दिस, एंड just try to be more consistent with your preparation. Okay, then with this we wrap up for the day. Thank you.